What's going on, everybody? Cigar Titan here once again with my good friend, Brother Stogie. Say hello to the ghouls. It's October. Finally.
Yeah.
It's starting to get cool, right?
No.
Nope, because we live in California. It is still hot as balls out here.
But it is still almost Halloween.
That's right. October, favorite time of the year. Halloween is just around the corner. We're gonna be doing things a little bit different this year. That's right. So, Brother Stogie, today's episode, we're gonna be talking about cigar wrappers. Not these wrappers, but these wrappers.
Yes.
That'll make sense later.
Okay. So, just like randomly pointing in the air and shit, right? Get the ambiance going.
There you go.
Yeah, so this episode, we want to make sure that you know like what the wrappers are about on the cigars that you smoke. So when you go and you rap to tobacconists about what wrappers you want on your cigar, you know what I'm saying, you be able to rap back and forth about what you prefer.
That's a lot of rapping.
You know what I'm saying?
Don't you blow your smoke at me. You ready to get started? I'll take that as a yes. Hey, welcome back, everybody. So like we said at the beginning of the episode, we are going to be talking about cigar wrappers today. Why are the wrappers on your cigar important? So he's got a new toy.
Nah, I'm good, man. So the wrappers on your cigar is important because you want to make sure that you are taking, especially for our beginners, you know what I'm saying, that you are getting a wrapper that kind of represents the body of cigar that you want to take in, especially your first going around. What you don't want to do is get a wrapper that's going to give you this like full body flavor explosion and it pretty much knock you on your ass, really.
Yeah, and we'll talk a little bit about the different wrappers today, but I think it's probably good to kind of set the precedent today for cigar wrappers. You know, in addition to holding together that beautiful stick that you're going to be smoking, cigar wrappers do also play a role in the flavors of the cigar. Now, there's many leaves that get rolled into a cigar, and so the wrapper is only one leaf in the many that are used to actually get a cigar ready to keep, put in your hands and get it smoking, for lack of a better term. But we're talking about cigar wrappers and the flavors you're going to get out of cigar wrappers. We're going to give you a basic overview of what would be atypical taste you might get from different wrappers. Now, we both realize, Brother Stogie, don't we, that just because a wrapper is a dark Maduro wrapper, and we'll talk
doesn't necessarily mean it's a full body knocking your ass type cigar. Because sometimes you got some nice dark brown, oily, leathery, sexy looking cigar that might be just as mild as what they say Connecticut might be, and vice versa. You might get a Connecticut that might just knock you down.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what we're gonna cover for you today.
All right, so let's start off by going from lightest to darkest.
So we're gonna start, you know what I'm saying, from like way back when we first started. Way back, you know what I'm saying? We did our St. Patrick's Day episode.
Oh, we're talking about candelas.
We broke out the candela. So what is a candela? I'll let you know. So a candela, you know what I'm saying, is a cigar wrapper, but is green.
It is green.
You know what I'm saying? So normally when, tobacco leaves, what color are they? Green. You know what I'm saying? So the whole like maturation thing that you get when you get like a Maduro or something like that, you don't have that there. So you got real soft, mild flavors with pretty much no flavor transitions, really, because the leaves haven't had that time to mature and pretty much marinate under the sun, Marinate.
Okay. Marinate's a word.
Like marinate ribs, marinate chicken, marinate.
I got you.
Sure.
So with a candela wrapper, typically some of the tasting notes you're going to get out of a candela wrapper would be something along the lines of hay and grassy notes that you're going to get from that. Just because the leaves haven't, been as cured quite as long, they still have that green hue to them and color. That typically tends to be, you get more of that natural leaf type taste to a Candela wrapper than you would for, you know, other wrappers that have been cured a little bit longer, aged a little bit longer, so on and so forth.
Exactly.
So Brother Stogie, we're gonna move on to Connecticut wrappers. You want to tell us a little bit about Connecticut wrappers?
So Connecticut wrappers are actually pretty much what I have in my hand here. It's your lighter shade of brown, almost like a tan color almost. So it's a little, you know,
Like me, tan.
No. They don't make any wrappers in your color, bro.
Oh, and what color might that be?
I mean, this might be like a Habano right here, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know. Like, did he like an X-ray, I believe? Then that might get you right there. But there's no wrappers in his color. So,
Fuck you, buddy.
you know, I mean, hey, spring rolls. They got spring rolls. They got spring rolls your color. You know what I'm saying? But it's not a spring roll episode. You know what I'm saying? This is a cigar episode and a cigar show.
All right.
Stay tuned for the Bound and Smoke Cooking Challenge. You know what I'm saying? Where we will discuss further spring rolls. Anyway. So, your Connecticut cigar, those pretty much leaves that are grown from a Connecticut seed, which usually originates from the U.S. and or Ecuador.
So usually those will be referred to as an Ecuadorian Connecticut wrapper.
There you go. So there's a little origin for you on a Connecticut wrapper. So usually these are grown under some shade, actually. So usually like cheesecloth, this is grown underneath, and because of that, they want to. The purpose of that is not to make sure they don't get that much sunlight.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So usually you get real milder notes like your Buddha, your butter, white pepper, maybe even black pepper, some, you know, hints of, you know, light bacon spices. That's your Habano wrapper right there. Any more tasting notes you might?
Connecticut or Habano?
What did I say?
You said Habano.
I did. I meant Connecticut though.
That's right.
You know
We'll
what
get there,
I'm saying?
though.
I meant Connecticut. Hey, mind you, I'm still recovering from that.
That's right.
You know, that whiskey taste that we did
We
with
had
CigarClub.com earlier. You know
We
what
had
I'm
a little
saying?
Zoom call earlier with CigarClub.com. I don't know if we're allowed, that's right, repping the shirts today. I don't know if we're allowed to talk about it yet, but some exciting things coming out from CigarClub.com that you
Yes.
might not expect
Right?
from a monthly cigar subscription website.
And we were part of that today, so we still
Was.
kind of
Very
recovering because, yeah, that was deep. But anyway, yes. So from the Connecticut wrapper, those are the kind of the flavor transition that you get from that. Any other flavor notes you think might come out of a Connecticut?
I think you covered the basics of what you would typically get out of a Connecticut. Like we said earlier, just because the wrapper is lighter doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be a mild, light to medium type smoke. I've had quite a few cigars with Connecticut wrappers that have literally knocked me on my butt. I believe I think it's the Perdomo 20th anniversary. I think. I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, tell me in the comments. But I think it was a Perdomo 20th anniversary cigar that I had a couple of months ago that was just a powerhouse of a cigar. And again, there's a lot of other leaves underneath that wrapper that play a part in the flavors that you're getting. But typical of a Connecticut, it is usually a lighter, milder wrapper.
But there are some that are true to their color. Their color, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I know I've had Casa Cuevas has a Connecticut that is super mild. You know what I'm saying? So usually your Connecticut will kind of be your go-to for the beginner smokers because you get mild notes, nothing heavy, nothing jam-packed. So let's go hit this Habano, man. Habano, like, you know, my color.
So moving on to the Habano wrappers, these tend to be a shade darker than the Connecticut wrappers, and the tasting notes you would typically get from a Habano would be something along the lines of like a bread or something a little bit more spicy, and that's 100% true. I've had many cigars with Habano wrappers, and they definitely have a bit of a spice kick to it. You can get, you know, I would say like a black pepper or a cayenne type spice off of a Habano wrapper, and they actually get their name from their origins of a Cuban seed.
Yes.
There are other climates that are conducive to being able to grow that specific seed, such as Nicaragua and things like that. And so a lot of the flavor notes you get out of, and maybe this is for a future episode, but a lot of the flavor notes you get out of a cigar really have to do with the soil and where it's actually grown. That's where you get the most flavors out of your cigar.
Yes, I agree with you, my man. So usually a Habano cigar is really meant for those kind of seasoned cigar smokers because it's flavor packed And those spices are really, really getting there. So usually those black peppers that kind of linger around the back of your throat. Usually maybe some hints of like cayenne. I've heard people say it when they, talk about Habano wrappers. Those are what you look for. And typically, especially for me, when I began smoking cigars, that's not what I would want starting off. Hey, so man, there's an important thing about this weekend.
Okay. Yes.
You forgot?
Come on.
Motherfucker, it's my birthday. What you mean?
There's a lot of people in October who are having their birthday.
No, but it's Brother Stogie.
That's right. It is Brother Stogie's birthday.
Yeah, so happy birthday in the comments.
Yeah, that's right. Say happy birthday.
You say happy birthday to me, just type it all out if you want to, so make me feel special. I'd appreciate that. I love y'all, you know what I'm saying? Yes.
All right, let's move on to the next wrapper. What do we have on the list?
So we're going to go and move on to the Maduro.
Not the Maduro.
The Maduro.
Okay.
So what is a Maduro, man?
Yeah, a little piece of tobacco in my mouth. I apologize. So the Maduro, I think the most important thing to know about a Maduro wrapper is it's out of all the wrappers we talked about today, the Maduro wrappers typically tend to be aged and cured the longest. That's how they get their dark color. So, it takes sometimes years for these wrappers to be aged and cured in order to obtain the particular color, flavor, profile, whatever that master blender is looking to obtain out of that particular wrapper. These particular wrappers tend to take a little bit more time.
And usually you could tell from, depending on who the manufacturer is, your Oliva cigars, your Davidoff cigars, your Perdomo cigars, who have Maduro wrap cigars, that you could taste those deep flavor transitions. Those wrappers have been aged for just time and time and time.
So talking about flavors, what are some of the flavor notes you can get out of a Maduro wrapper?
See, usually when my stomach is able to handle that strong of a cigar, I usually get more of like your coffee notes,
okay,
your deep, rich chocolate or cocoa notes, like just like straight cocoa, like almost like cocoa, like bitter chocolate I get from those. Let's say usually like leather with a real earthy, rich, earthy notes, and even like sometimes dried fruit like cherries, dried apricots, stuff like that.
Okay. Well, that's a lot of information on wrappers today.
That is, man. So, I mean, don't get wrapped up in the wrappers, you know what I'm saying? We just want to make sure you can wrap to your tobacco. It's about what kind of wrapper you want to wrap your lips around. You know what I'm saying? So, that was good, huh?
Yeah, it was something.
Hey, man, so, if you enjoyed this episode on wrappers, you know what I'm saying, go hit that subscribe button. Please hit that bell so you get a new notification every time we put up a new video.
Wait. But before we go, let's remind the people that they can go to cigarclub.com. And what do they get at checkout?
I was gonna go in there if y'all want a subscription. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Why
and you
not?
either get what, 3 cigars or 5 cigars?
3 to 5.
You know what I'm saying? I think the first box is maybe what, $30?
I think so.
If that, and the other one's not too much far from that. But you go to checkout, put in Cigar Titans in the coupon area. In the coupon area, you get 20% off. You know what I'm saying? 20% off your first box subscription.
That's right.
That's a lot, man. Get some love. You can get one of these t-shirts at the website as well. Hey, Davis, they have put up humidors.
Yep.
They got some sexy ass ashtrays up there too. Go get geared up, man.
Yep.
Cigarclub.com. Shout out.
All right.
So yeah. So back to what I was saying. You know what I'm saying? Give us a thumbs up. Leave comments. Talk to us. Let us know what your favorite wrapper is on your cigar. Let us know the different other kind of wrappers that are on the cigars too. They got a Maduro Oscuro too. That means black as hell. You know what I'm saying? So, so let us know in the description, baby. Until next time, man. Enjoy the holidays coming up. Live how you smoke. Smoke how you live. And that's smooth, baby.
We'll see you guys soon.
Yeah.